He's in the room.
I
This,
think I'm good.
this is what I'm talking about right now.
Y'all good? Are you good? Hit the like button if you're good on this Friday.
Yeah,
So
shalom,
first of
family.
all,
Shalom, shalom.
this week flew by.
Welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. Make sure you like the video, share the video. And yeah, we appreciate everybody for the support. Um, Last night it was amazing talking to fellow entrepreneurs that's thinking about coming to Africa or coming to
They're
Africa.
they're
Yeah,
like, one person said he got his plane ticket, he flying out September.
yeah.
He said, I ain't got
So
time.
that's a blessing. That it's always good to talk to people like that,
Yeah, it is.
knowing
It's
that
refreshing.
the information that we provide is valuable. And
Yeah,
that
knowing that people also hear the call.
exactly,
Knowing you're not the only one who heard the call in 2015.
exactly.
Not the only one that's been hearing the voice of the Most High say, "Come on, you gonna want to get out of her. You gonna want to leave America behind. You gonna want to leave the West behind, because
Exactly.
that American pride is like a beast. American pride is a beast.
It is a beast. Yep.
Whew.
The belly of the beast.
American pride is a beast, because what's interesting when I look at like Europeans, or should I say like American the Americans that are descended from Europeans, when they go back to Europe and see, because I watch some of these channels, and so they're traveling and leaving America to go to Spain or Portugal or France or wherever, and they see the cost of living is lower. They see it's not as tense as America, but they want everything to be quick and convenient. Like, that's every American's complaint. And it's like, wow, America is really just filled with pride, like drunkenness, pride, like those are the two spirits of just,
Mm-hmm.
To the point people can't even live a simple life, whether it's Black Americans coming to Africa or white Americans going
Yes.
to Europe.
Shalom, family. Welcome. Good morning. Is it more? It's morning time in the Gambia.
Yes, morning time.
Really?
They're about 3-4 hours behind us.
Well, that's like 12.
It's early morning.
Oh, yes. Good morning, guys. Hope
Maybe
your day is
5
going
hours behind
well.
us, because yeah.
Hope this end of the week, this week has been prosperous for you. Um, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like the video. We're just coming on here to what?
Share how wonderful the Most High is, because family, your exodus is here.
Yes.
It's already been granted. It's already here. And that's kind of the topic we were talking about last night in State of the Diaspora, that the Most High has really put it in your hand. And it goes back to Psalm 68, where he says, you are God's, little g's. He's basically saying you have power, you have authority, you have the option to leave. You have the option to say, I don't want to be in covenant with this wicked nation anymore, which is America.
It's always a choice. It's always your choice, no matter what.
Yeah. And it's funny, people come in the comments, they're like, oh, everywhere else is like America too. Let me tell you something, child. LGBT running around all these alphabets are not everywhere. Mm-hmm. They're not in African countries, they're not in Asian countries, and they're not parading up and down the streets and legalized. You don't have Hollywood satanic rituals up and down the streets, satanic temples everywhere, like blatantly satanic, like literally Lucifer in his temple right outside the door. You don't have that in Africa. You don't have that in Asia.
Yeah.
And so I implore you all to just be aware of the times and to just choose your best life, choose your legacy, choose the Most High, choose the simple life, because the life we live being outside of America is so simple and fruitful.
Yes. Yes. I know that, yeah, yesterday we was looking at houses for rent and stuff in America, like certain
we was like,
states and stuff like that. Man,
Shalom Asade.
Yes, shalom. Welcome, shalom.
He said, I finally caught y'all live. Yes.
Yes. Usually, yeah, we try to line it up with nap time.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, yesterday we was looking at houses for rent, like in Ohio, Texas, Florida.
Just curious what the rates are.
Yeah, just curious. Days. Man, it's a lot.
I wish I would.
She showed me a house. Like, look, this this house is what we pay here right now,
Yeah.
and it was like what, a 3 bedroom,
Yeah.
no
No
furniture,
furniture, no
no,
pool,
yeah, nothing.
nothing.
And
You're
I
just
was
sitting
like,
there
dang, that's
empty
crazy.
with your racist white neighbors.
Yeah. So I know, man. I hope you guys listen, because the cost of living here is way cheaper, and you really got to think about that. If you can get your cost of living down, you would live a more peaceful life,
Yeah.
and that's just point blank period. Like I said, I said we have what, $1,500 a month, fully furnished, nice house,
Pool.
a pool,
Wi-Fi included.
yeah, Wi-Fi, unlimited Wi-Fi. What, the water, the electricity, probably like $20, $30.
Yeah.
So less than $1,600. Pretty, I want to say less than 2,000 a month, because
Oh yeah,
we cut
easily.
down, on groceries too.
Easily. Yeah.
So we're getting used to living more like locals too.
Yeah.
So 2,000, can anybody imagine paying 2,000 right now in the states? Like just 2,000, that's it, per month.
For a
Like,
4 bedroom furnished house
no,
with a
just
pool.
your living expense, and we're a family of five
Right.
or seven.
7.
We
Oh,
have
you
5 children.
went back to 2020. Dang.
We have
You're a
five
family
children,
of 5.
but we're a family of seven.
Oh gosh, you're funny.
So we're basically spending like 2,000, 2,500 a month for our living expenses, like everything.
Yeah.
You gotta think about that.
Yeah. That's leverage right there. Then the place we're in, we have a free visa situation.
Yeah.
Free. FREE, free. So there's so much favor the Most High has put in the world. And I was actually doing a study in Psalms today. I was in Psalms 33, and it's literally like the Most High has these places of favor available all
Hmm.
over the world if you believe the report, if you believe He's good enough, if you believe He can have you eating in a famine,
Exactly.
if you can believe that He has you in safety in a famine. When the world's in chaos, when the world's in turmoil, people come on the channel, they're like, oh my gosh, there's nowhere to run and hide. Psalms 91, you're trying to make it obsolete, because he says, him who abides under the shadow of the Almighty. That right there is telling you somebody's hiding under the Almighty, which would mean there's a place that they're dwelling at. This is why you got to have spiritual eyes to comprehend spiritual things.
Exactly.
Somebody said, I'm from the US living in Ghana. Awesome. How do you like it? That's awesome. But yeah, State of the Diaspora last night, it was a vibe. It was awesome talking to people who are educators, consultants,
Hmm.
IT, real estate. And the folks are ready. It's such a beautiful thing to work with entrepreneurs, because the entrepreneurial mindset, and this is with entrepreneurship and moving abroad, it creates a level of faith in you and dependence on the Most High, to where if you're someone that's only worked a 9 to 5 job your entire life, it's hard for you to comprehend this. Okay. If you've only worked a 9 to 5, this isn't no shade at 9 to 5s or anything like that. But your faith is different when you don't work a 9 to 5. Your faith is different when you're across the world. I was just saying that to a sister earlier who's in Tanzania. We were talking about like your faith is so much different living outside of America with your children and seeing the Most High move in your life to the point He can pour out more and more and more of His Spirit and boldness in you, because you have the lived and learned experience of saying, oh, I remember when you just parted the Red Sea for me. Oh,
Hmm.
I remember when we was going through the wilderness and you brought that water out the rock. Oh, I remember when you went before me and slayed the giant that was stronger than I was. Like
Exactly.
that faith, it's amazing.
And you really don't have to say nothing. You just gotta live it. Like once you live it, you understand that the Most High is always gonna be there for you, no matter what. Like your faith is just it's just gonna increase. You just know.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Stop getting that dependency on the system. That's such a crutch for people. And they do that on purpose so that you'll never want to leave America, so that you'll never stop, you know, paying into all of their capitalism and consumerism. So that you're just always stuck on this hamster wheel of 40, 60 hours a week, always stuck. You were just saying that last night. You were like, If we lived there again, they'd have to work 60 hours a week.
Yeah, like
That's the
man, I
life they
couldn't
want
even
you to
imagine
live.
that. Yeah.
They want both parents working 60 hours a week. The children go to school and be schooled by their adversaries. Let's be real, they're your adversaries 100%. Because when our children go to African schools, they learn African history, their history.
Yeah.
So when
Mhm.
you're being schooled by your adversary, who is your adversary, you're learning these Celtic customs, these Celtic histories that aren't even real. And so then what? Then your children graduate and they're just as confused as anybody else in America, which is why you have these crazy rates of homelessness, drug addiction. You don't see these things in large in Africa. Here you see the family structure and modesty intact. You don't have poisonous food causing cancer in your organs.
Yeah. It's so man, it's so much.
It's so much.
It's just so much.
You don't
And
have people on anxiety
and they
meds.
tell you right in your face. They tell you right in your face. So man, our people just gotta understand what time it is because they telling you the truth. It's just your
Mm-hmm.
choice to accept it or not. So just make sure you doing the right thing. Make sure you striving for the most high. Um, make sure you growing your own food. You know, because the food is poisoning. Make
Yeah.
sure you just like
Yeah.
being set apart. Period. Just
Yeah.
being set apart. Just do not try to be of this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I want to say that's like the main thing because once you really start thinking about it, it's like too much. It's too much to think about. Just all the evil that's happening
Yep.
in the world.
There's so much.
So you have to be set apart no matter what.
Man. Somebody said, congrats on launching State of the Diaspora. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. What's this? Our second or third one?
Second, but this was the first one that's a 7 day
Yeah.
workshop, like really holding their hand, giving them step by. I mean, and we went in last night. It was such an enriching conversation. What was
Hmm.
your favorite takeaway from that?
Just seeing. I want to say the people what they're doing, what what their skills is, what they want to invest in, and that's the future of Africa. So
Mm-hmm.
um, they're talking about real estate, IT,
Mm-hmm.
agriculture, logistics.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes, this is perfect. This
Yep.
is this
The
is what
people we
Africa
need.
needs, like really.
Yep.
So I want to say that's my highlight of last night. Just seeing the right people
Yeah.
being on the call.
Yeah, it was. I think my highlight of last night was seeing the level of clarity and faith
Hmm.
because they had such a clear mind. They weren't like afraid. They're not like, oh, should I leave America? Should I? They're like, no, I've been convicted. I have to go by the end of the year. They're like, I'm just trying to figure out which country I'm going to go to. I'm just trying to figure out how this is going to work for me.
Yeah.
That's the mindset. And this is the mindset you have to have because before we left America, that was our mindset. Our mindset wasn't, oh, maybe I'll come back in 2 years. Our mindset was, I'm never going to step foot on this soil again. And I'm going to the land of my ancestors. And I'm going to be blessed and I'm going to be fruitful and multiply. And I'm going to do everything the Most High says that I should be doing over there.
Hmm.
There's no room for doubt, there's
Yeah.
no room for fear.
So when you really make that choice, you got to stand on it, and the Most High is gonna fulfill it for you
Yeah.
because he's really fulfilling everything that we said.
Beyond, we did not
Beyond,
expect to have 5 children at this rate.
yeah, yeah,
For real, like beyond, because reading Deuteronomy 28, I'm like, man, I did read that verse, where you're fruitful in the womb. I'm like, Father, I didn't know it take place that quick.
yeah.
Like, man.
Mm.
But children are an inheritance of Yahuwah.
Hmm. It's a gift. They are gifts.
There's a proverb that actually says in the Bible that somebody that has a lot of children, they're going to stand in the gate, the man will stand in the gate, and they would not be put to shame because the abundance of their children, their inheritance. And we are living that, y'all. When you come to Africa and you have a lot of children, it's such like a curious thing. On the African side, it's like, wow, you're so blessed. And then some of the other nations that may be here are like, dang, our populations are decreased. We can't even have one child.
Right?
We can't even have 2 children. Why are y'all
Yeah.
repopulating like this? And it's like, it's the Most High.
Yep.
Following his word, speaking his word, living the fruits in real life,
Really.
seeing the fruits of his spirit.
Hmm. And
That's
then
what it is.
and then they access our age.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, whoa, dang, you're below 30?
Yeah.
wow, 5 children.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We just do it. I don't know. That's just our life. We just do it.
Yeah, you just do it.
Whatever the Most High to say, you gotta just do it.
Yep. Don't sit and think about it for 50 years, just
Yeah.
do it. Do it right then.
Yes.
Be in singleness and oneness of mind.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all. Because your Exodus, it's here. You just got to make the decision to jump on the plane and go.
Yep.
The Most High gives everybody free will, shows us His word. And if you lack anything in His word, if you lack any wisdom and understanding, you ask for it. And you keep praying and you wrestle in the spirit. And then He shows you and manifests it to you. Then you have the authority you need.
It's very simple. Everything is very simple.
Yeah.
I know we keep saying it, but it's very simple.
Yeah.
And then like all this truth that's coming out too,
Mm-hmm.
like even with how other nations make their money.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy. It's crazy to think about. Like it's very simple. They've been hiding a lot of stuff from us, but once you really understand certain things, it's like wow, no wonder, no wonder.
Yeah, I think what shocked me most this week from all of our research was actually realizing we were listening to this CPA. It's an American guy, a white American guy, and he's bringing up these studies because y'all know we like to pay attention to finance. And he's like, America is in, and y'all research this after this live. America is in debt to China, of course. But the interesting thing is, all the money that goes to Israel and Ukraine, guess where that money is coming from?
China.
China. China is funding it. It's like, what kind of world is this? China's funding Americans sending money to Ukraine and Israel, and yet China is on Russia's. It's like this stuff too confusing. Y'all got too many spider webs up in here. Y'all too confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it don't make sense. But it's like this is the world we live in.
Yeah.
Where you have debt in one nation, and by the way, China basically, if China controls and has all of this debt that America has to pay them, China already rules the world. So you looking and thinking that a certain type of people are in power and a certain type of people are the ones that are orchestrating things behind the scenes, and they're not. But the Most High, He's good. He said, I'm going to cause all these nations to be depopulated because He said if they carry on any longer, it's not going to be much left. For
Right.
real. Like, if they carry on with this foolishness any longer, you're going to wake up like, wow. What was that movie we watched on Netflix? It was like, this stuff getting
All that
crazy.
AI movie thing.
Crazy.
That's how it's about to
This
be.
stuff getting crazy.
Yeah. Yes.
But what scriptures say, man, y'all better get in the word and really believe it for yourself. Come out of the assemblies for a minute. Come out of the church for a minute. I said for a member. Good God.
Come out the church for a member.
For a minute. Read Genesis 40 through 50. Okay.
I'm gonna take it a step deeper than that though.
Okay.
You can be in a word, but if you're not walking it, if you're really not testing it, it's just a cycle.
That's true.
So that's why we tell people, man, you really have to experience Africa because the people here they actually walk it out every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like the Sabbath, right? You cannot light a fire, right? And being here in Africa, we see how they light fires for everything. They literally have to gather wood, gather their charcoal, have to really, really start the fire.
They had to go out and find that wood.
Yeah. So it's like, wow, like not right now, Joe. Hold on. Just wait. It's really like right here in our face. We see the locals really walking the Bible out.
Yeah.
Although that we have the knowledge, they're walking it out. And once we can come together, that's just scripture right there. Once we come together, it's gonna be that stick, that solid stick. Like Judah's gonna be leading, but the locals here, they're gonna teach us how to really walk it out.
How to survive in a famine.
Like really.
When you need to know how to survive a famine, you don't go ask no Americans how to survive a famine.
Exactly.
You better go ask the African peoples.
Mm-hmm.
Those are going to be the ones that can tell you how to cut costs, how to survive a famine. That's why, like you were saying earlier, or was that last night you were saying that where Africans can move to America and prosper because they know how to survive on little. This is why we talk so much about American consumerism and how horrible it is for Americans.
Yep.
That it's literally like death. You have no control over your life because you're always throwing money at this, throwing money at that, throwing money at this thing. And it's like, when does the consumerism ever stop? You just don't live in a society like that in Africa. There's a large level of self control, a huge level of self control, a huge level of patience and modesty. Versus in America, you know, you watch some of these crazy videos, these people will be ready to fight. You look at them the wrong way. Like, fight.
Really.
And as Americans going out into the world, you look crazy acting like that if you don't have any self control as an adult. You look insane if you don't have any patience, any meekness about your spirit. That's insane. That's insanity. You can't be so hot headed all the time. Americans are hot headed, white and black ones. they, they off the chain. Those Karens be on the videos, they be wrestling the cops. I'm like, good gosh. Y'all act like this the wrestling match. Like, y'all need to calm down.
Mm.
You know, then you come over to like East or Southern Africa, and it's like people are just really chill.
Yeah.
People are like, they have no worries, they're just relaxing.
Yeah, shalom family. Welcome guys. Make sure you like the video.
Do Africans act weird towards Black Americans like they do in America? That's a good question. What do you think?
Well, it's probably different now because it's a lot of
A lot of
migrants going back.
tension.
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
So I'm really
That
not
is
sure
tension.
because I try to think about like the Africans that I knew.
Yeah.
Just say if I was in middle school or something and high school and stuff. It I guess it was different back then.
Yeah. Even when I was working in the nursing home, I knew a sister from Sierra Leone. I met
Yeah.
a sister from Zimbabwe. I knew one of the nurses. He was a Cameroonian, Nigerian, Ghanaian, and they were always welcoming.
Yeah.
They were like the Nigerian lady. She was a nurse. She would always bring me her like puff puff snacks from Nigeria, and I would always talk about how I can't wait to move to Africa. This is back in 2017, and she's like, "Yeah, just go do it. You're gonna love it." And she's like, "Don't plan it too much. Just pick a country and go." And so our experience, this has been our experience, that Africans in America were always wonderful to us.
Yeah.
Always wonderful. We always had an excellent relationship. And even today, we have clients that are from West Africa living in America. And, you know, it's a great relationship. We find more familyhood and connections with Africans than we do diaspora, to be honest. 100%. But that's just my life. I don't know. Maybe other people's lives are different.
Yeah. And if you guys got any questions, let us know. We're gonna go through the chat.
Are y'all planning on coming to visit?
Visit what? No.
Probably not.
You're gonna have to meet us. You're gonna have to meet us halfway or something.
We could meet you maybe in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
That may be a stretch. Maybe Cabo Verde.
Maybe just West Africa.
Y'all's the author of Certainty. Yes, yes. Thanks, fam. One Nation Under Black. That was a crazy question. Fruits, veggies, seeds, and nuts is my thing. Walk the talk, truth. Act in faith. Africa, Bible, truth. Live from the earth, produce. Do African. Oh, I already did that one. Shalom family in the chat. Yes. Leave your questions in the chat. But yeah, y'all. Living in Africa is the good life. The good life. And more people are leaving the States because they're seeing the writing on the wall. I guess Trump has just been convicted. So who knows what his, friends, his little minions, whoever they are, they're going to do. Because those people be popping off. Hot-headed Republicans.
Yeah. It's about to be a different type of summer. It's cold here, but it's heating up in the States.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
She said one literally helped me through my pregnancy working. The other was like all mean all the time, trying to play nice.
Go ahead,
so it depends on the person, honestly. It's no different than any other ways. Right. Absolutely. Yeah, it depends on who you meet. The vast majority of the Africans we meet are more, they're just easier to get along with than Black Americans for whatever reason. Legend, they think we are rich, but for the most part, they're really cool, friendly, and helpful. Yeah, Absolutely, one nation under black. Yeah. Same thing with because we've been watching like different videos of expats from America going into like Europe and Asia. You get that same treatment wherever you go if you're an American. People all around the world look at you, either you're a white American or a black man, they think you're filthy rich. And they're gonna ask you like, why are you here? America's the best place on earth, right? The richest nation, right? So that's like the mindset when you travel.
Ouch.
They both were nurses in higher rank than me at work. Wow. Wowzer. Where can Americans go and get a job in Africa like they do in America? Where the financial benefit to moving to Africa? You will not find a job in Africa. If you do, we have some clients who have. We had a client that went to Rwanda and she applied for a teaching position and then was promoted to principal. But for the most part, 80 to 90% don't come to Africa looking for a job. Be an entrepreneur. Do not come to Africa looking for a job because
Yeah.
the laws in some of these countries are actually that they can't even hire a foreigner. Like if you hire one foreigner, that may be the only 1 to 4 locals. So don't, Africa's not the place to come to look for a job. It's just not. It's the place to come and do entrepreneurship and to live a modest life, self sustaining. That's what Africa's for.
Mm.
Because they don't have the mass factories, they don't have that Babylonian industrialization thing going on, and so it's a completely different world. It's a completely different
And I
world.
say even if they do got like the factories and stuff, you're not gonna get paid like a factory worker in the states.
Right, right. Even if you do, that's a good point. Even
Yeah.
if you do get the job, you're not used to living on that wage.
Yeah. Like literally here, people are used to living off what somebody say?
300,
300, 500.
300, $500 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
300, $500 a month.
And they still have room to save somehow.
Yeah. So imagine that. Like
Yeah.
you making $300 a month.
Dang, these idiot flies.
That's not good for us.
No, you're not gonna be used to it. Big box stores. One was full of ego and pride, very loving, just like any other race, good and bad, anywhere you go. Yeah, for sure. They
Like,
do think we are rich, but I have met some who actually see us as normal in Ghana, mainly when we are out as a family. Yes,
yeah.
it's like some who think you're rich, but for the most part, especially when you're around entrepreneurs, you're around people, even sometimes village people, it just depends on the mindset. If somebody does not have a victimhood mindset, then you
Mhm.
guys are going to be able to connect. It's the people with a victimhood mindset that may see you as rich. Yes, entrepreneurs are majority in business as well as youth startup shops. Good for brothers and sisters. You have to use your imagination and ideas. Absolutely. And the Most High has placed ideas in all of us. It's
Yep.
called
You
self
gotta
employment.
yep. Use your skills and talents. That's what we preach.
Yep.
That's what state of diaspora pretty much is.
Yep.
You know, just everything that we do is to grab your skill and talent and monetize it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because that's how people lived. That's how people are, even in Africa. Question: can the internet actually help start a business before and after leaving? 100%. You already know, 100%.
Yeah. Just check our videos, check our links because we talk about um, entrepreneurship,
A
really
100%.
starting your own business before you leave the states.
Yep. Yep. 100%.
Mhm.
What would you do with 150K to invest in Africa? Depends on your industry. You could build a school if that's your thing. You could build a Airbnb village if that's your thing. You could build a multifamily property if that's your thing. Or
Yeah.
you could do tours and go the tourism route. It really just depends on what industry you're interested in.
Yeah.
But the top industries, like we were telling people last night, real estate, tourism, IT, and consulting.
Agriculture too.
100%.
If you got the right people.
Going into agriculture, you better have some experience in
Yeah.
agriculture
You
because
have
there's a
some money
lot to
too.
learn.
Yeah.
A lot.
Mhm.
So that better not be your only thing. We learned so much from the Dry Bones Project for Business and Life using common sense, discernment, wisdom, Bible, and money sense. Yeah, glory to the Most High.
Hallelujah.
That's why He's positioned His people out here. Honestly, if one is considering moving to Africa at all, you have to know your reason. If you don't have one and a good one, you won't see any benefit in moving there. Absolutely, journey home. Absolutely. Yeah. 100% of the spirit. It's no brainer. Exactly. It's not like a, honestly, it's not a financial move, to be honest, from like a, oh, capitalist, I'm gonna go and be a capitalist all over the world. That's not Africa. That's not Asia. That's America. If you love capitalism and you're looking for capitalist mentality, stay in America. Maybe try Great Britain. Okay. If you love capitalism, that's your space right there. But we moved to live a modest life so our children wouldn't be around the LGBTQ clowns, and so that we could worship the Most High in spirit and truth. It's easier to do when you're not working 40, 60 hours a week
Exactly.
for some man breathing down your neck talking about, oh, why did you do this the wrong way?
Yeah.
Like, no, we weren't made for that. We were made to have children, to multiply, to fill the earth, to walk in the cool of the day, to be free. I wasn't made to be nobody's wage slave, 100%. And that's that. That's on that.
Yep. It goes back to the slave days when where they was freeing slaves, right? And they said, hey, um, we'll pay you $40 a month if you just come work with us. And some slaves like, man, I don't know what to do out there. This $40 a month, that's better than what
Yeah.
I would have to go struggle to find.
Mm,
So it's really like a separation right there.
it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's really the same thing. So you got to
That's,
think about
oh,
that. You really got to think about that
yeah,
because that's basically what they're doing.
yeah. But you're like, man, I know the chains are off, but the white man, he all I got.
Yeah.
That's how our people think. The white man, he's the only good thing. I'm sorry, y'all.
You be cracking me up.
For real, that's the mentality of our people. We gotta be real, y'all.
Oh man.
Like, at some point, we have to stop idolizing the white man. Like, for real, we gotta stop thinking he's the only, like, the Most High created everything. The white man did not create everything.
Yeah.
Yes, he made the dollar. The dollar is not the end all be all. You can leverage it for some time.
Definitely. Man, y'all better leverage it now before it's too late.
Yeah. Because what's everybody going to do when depopulation sets in? The Greeks, the Europeans, all these folks, you don't see them anymore. Y'all already seeing this in America. Now you got to deal with indigenous people. Then what?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be self-hate? What's going to be happening? Is it going to be, man, I miss the days when the white man was in power? George Bush and them. Trump.
George Bush.
Oh, man. Y'all know we be clowning, y'all.
Uncle Ruckus voice. Man, she don't like to watch the Boondocks with me.
I don't like watching much.
I used to watch the Boondocks. My aunt told me go watch the Boondocks and write a report on every episode. So I understand the Boondocks. Uncle Ruckus, huh?
Oh man, no. You know how I understand, because I had this uncle. He was so funny. I'm sorry, y'all. This sarcasm runs in my family, okay? I had this uncle. He was okay, so he's like 85 years old. We're sitting in his living room. My grandma, it's when I'm maybe 13 years old. Sitting in his living room. My grandma takes me to go visit him. And he's talking about, who's that coon in the corner? I'm like, what is he talking about? I'm like, what is he thinking about right now? Oh my gosh. Why did he say that?
Man.
Oh, black people are funny. Oh my gosh. Hilarious. Even my grandma, like on my mom's side. Oh my goodness. Y'all, if y'all hear a story, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I don't know if y'all ready for this story, but this is okay. This is a real story. My grandma, okay. They lived in Columbus, Ohio, on the south side. My grandma had 10 children. So first imagine a black woman, she got 10 children. Her black husband, they're well-to-do, they're construction workers. She's a stay-at-home mom. She may go and do her little side gigs or whatever, but for the most part, she's a stay-at-home mom with her 10 children. So they put their kids in Catholic school, okay? And so the Catholic school has all of these white people in it, of course. And somebody comes and says that, no, one of the nuns at school says, one of your sons is being bad. And so the nun, the white lady, beats him. And so my grandma goes up there and she knocks the nun out. I was like, what? When my mom told me that story, I was like, dang.
Little granny?
Like, dang, she did not play. She knocked her out. Like, dang, what did, and I guess, I don't know what happened after that. They didn't get expelled. I don't
That's
know.
funny.
Maybe they said sorry. This is outside Columbus, y'all. Back in the, what year was that? Must have been 1960s. But yeah, y'all, that's the mindset behind, me. That's my mindset.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, our grandparents were no joke. And it's so sad now because our generation is a joke. I'd hate to say it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a fact. Our generation is 100% a joke. Our grandparents were so, even though they weren't, their mind wasn't to move to Africa, they had a very strategic and militant and excellence mind about them, a very seriousness about them. But our generation, y'all, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Our generation looking at the Beyoncés, the Sexy Reds, the Oprahs, the whoever else out. I don't even know the new people that's out. They dye their hair pink, green, yellow, blue, orange. It's like I don't I don't know what happened to black folks. Cause seeing the older generation, it's like, wow, we have like our people have really like fallen horribly in America. So that's like the top reason to leave. That's number one, just because of the society. You don't want your children to be like that. You don't want to continue to live in a society like that. And so it's worth more than gold, more than money, more than rubies to exit that system.
Mm-hmm.
Complacent with nonsense, absolutely. Morals, Bible based, still honoring the Most High and Yahusha in hearts and minds of grandparents. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Even my grandfather, him and his friend opened up a church. My grandfather was a singer and a guitar player. And so they came back from the military, opened up a church, and man, they were friends. They kept their connections with that same church, that same couple for decades. You don't see that in the black community anymore. Our people fall out every other day of the week. People falling out. For what?
Mm-hmm.
There's no humility. It's just pride and envy and strife at all times. Man, when y'all ready, we can speak of the color issues of our own people. It's crazy, all these low thinking mentality in these times. I just pray we wake up quick. The time is running out. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. For sure.
That's
Sadly, so many have
yeah.
fallen in love with Babylon, just like it says in the scriptures. Yep.
Yeah.
In
That's
love with Babylon.
I want to say that's our biggest enemy. Is really ourselves, and like literally like yourself. Because
Yeah.
if you love
Your flesh
yourself,
self.
yeah, if you really love yourself, you'll love your neighbor, no
Right.
matter what. So
That's so deep, though.
yeah, it's very deep.
That's so deep because how you treat your neighbor is how you're treating yourself on the inside.
Hmm.
Like that's woo.
That's a big problem for our people.
Very careful of who you surround yourself in these times. No joke. Journey home, 100%. That's why we look. We stay to ourselves. All the community we need is those five in there,
This community,
and maybe our we have some people in Tanzania we miss. So those people too.
yeah.
Some Tanzanians. So yeah,
Dang.
yep. Because I mean, if you surround yourself at this rate with a lot of these American folks, and I hate to keep saying it, y'all, but Americans repent. You got to repent for the American pride. How we're in the end times in the land of captivity and have the nerve to have patriotic American pride. That's despicable. That don't make any type of sense. When your ancestors, when they were kidnapped and taken away, they were praying to come back home, and you say, well, I got this check,
Oh.
this BMW. What do you think I was
Thought you
about to
about to
say?
go in like Mr. Ruckus, Uncle Ruckus.
No, got this job. That's all I need. That 9 to 5. Mm-mm. We treasure that passed on information from the Most High. Yeah, absolutely. I'm so thankful for the family I grew up in
Mm-hmm.
and being able to see those generations. If you want to leave, Yahuwah will make a way. 2.5 years in East Africa with Journey with Us, help only a remnant. Yes, Congrats, fam. It's been that long. Wow. 2.5 years. Wow. I still believe there is no greater place for Black people to live other than Africa. This place is our safety and covering. 100%. You know, we believe it 100%. Not
Mm-hmm.
only do we believe it, but we know it, right? It's not even just a hope anymore. It's we know, we know, we know.
I feel like something crawling on your head.
We know, we know, we know. What do you think? You think Africa is the only safe place for Black people?
Yeah, that's like 99%. Yeah, yeah. I know there's other places too, but for us, this is what we've been doing for the last 4 years. So we definitely can speak. Africa is a place of safety, no
Yeah,
matter where you are,
yeah.
no matter what you go through. Africa is a place of safety.
And you know what you can pull from that? You can go back because everything is verifiable in the Bible. Okay. When you look at Moses, where was he positioned? Right? He's positioned around Black people. Pharaoh's daughter took him in. When you look at Yahusha and his parents, they're in Jerusalem, right? He's born in Bethlehem. But when they want to hide him somewhere, they go amongst people that also look like them. So there's an advantage to being around people that look like you to where you're walking out. People like, oh, you're probably from here till they hear you speak English. Then if you know
Hmm.
the language, oh, it's like, oh, you're probably from here. You just be humble, be meek, and just mind your business, and you're good. You
So
don't stand out like you do in America. You go outside America, now there's so many nations over there and all this diversity. It's just like, man, you just standing out. Because the whole goal in moving to Africa is not to stand out. You don't want to come here and stand out. That's not the goal. The goal is to live your life in peace and meekness in the Most High. You cannot exit until captivity is over. Stop it. Well, we already exited. So how can you not exit? Not only us, but thousands who have gone before us and have gone after us.
hmm I don't think the Most High gonna take us like grab us by the head and take us back to America.
Right.
That's how people be
Get
thinking
back in
though.
this dungeon with them LGBTQ.
That's how people be thinking.
Get back in
Most
this.
High gonna
Heck
grab
nah.
all this remnant of people and bring them here to Africa. Nah, you really like it's spirit first. It's always spirit first.
Yeah.
So if he's calling you to come here, if he's calling you to go anywhere,
Yep.
do it.
Yeah. Do it. Don't look back. Don't be like Lot's wife. She looked back for a second, and Lot had the disposition in his heart to keep going with Abraham. Like, well, I know my cousin got the promise, my uncle.
Mm.
He got the promise. So I got to keep going. Got to keep moving. I've exited, absolutely. Biblically, Africa has always been a safe space. I realized this before being led to come here. It always has. You can't separate Africa from the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible. There is no separation from Africa and the Bible. And when you read Zephaniah, I remember when we first came across the book of Zephaniah, seeing that the Most High says he would bring his worshipers and those who are going to make supplication to him from the lands and the rivers of Ethiopia, that he would be bringing people up from these lands. So that tells me that his worshipers are in the land and are going to be in the land. That's prophecy. It's very plain as day. But these things aren't taught with real like practicality. People, I think in Christianity, it's this like cloud nine super highness, this like not practical. There's a certain level of practicality to the Bible because we see Abraham where he's having a dream, even though the dream takes place in the spirit, he's still walking to leave the home of Babylon that he knew.
Mm-hmm.
So he received the promise and then by obedience and faith walked it out and left. Same with the people that were with Nehemiah when he had to go back to Jerusalem and build. They're like, well, we received this report of the Most High. Now we got to go ahead and go. And that's it.
It's very simple. It's very simple. The Most High is simple. He's not trying to confuse everybody.
Yeah. The whole world is in captivity. Go where? The whole world is not in captivity. Until you travel throughout Africa or Asia and you see how people living, then you don't have the authority to say that.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't left where you are and you don't understand what's going on the ground in other countries, then you're not in the position or expertise. Some things are just not up for debate. It has to be written and written. Now I can't tell everyone they're supposed to come here. He has to lead. Right. He has to lead. You have to be called. And yet, it would make sense that just from a practical standpoint of knowing that we are to hate what the Most High hates, the nations, there are a few nations on earth that put up this LGBT pride. And so it would only make sense, as from the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, that you would separate from these nations physically.
Mm-hmm.
It would only make sense. If you have the means, get out. If you don't, he will gather you. But we've prayed for the grace of and provision to leave. Yeah, Betty, yeah. And he's a prayer answerer. He is the I am. He has no limitations. He's like, I made the earth and all that fills it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't promise us Africa. He promised us the land. We have to return to our God and the promised land, back to
Mount Zion.
Mount Zion. We don't believe that that little slither of land in the Middle East is the promised land. FYI. Absolutely. The Most High called me here and I'm here solo. The peace I have was worth everything that I lost, when in reality I gained more than I lost. Ooh, yeah, that's a word. That's a testimony right there. Claim your roots tour. 100%. What y'all think about Burkina Faso and Niger? I think they're incredible. I think the Most High is with them. I think they're strengthened. I think they're warriors set for battle. I think they've been commissioned according to the book of Judges and Joshua. And I think it's time for Africa to awaken. So that's why he's put these leaders in position.
I'm gonna keep saying it. I think it's written. Or I know it's written.
Absolutely.
It's written. So dang, okay.
If there are reported mass murder somewhere you don't want to be, don't go there. Africa is that simple. Yes, absolutely. Common sense. It's not hard. It's not hard. Nevertheless, come here with spiritual eyes and keeping the Most High first. You will be fine. That's faith. If He tells you to come, my opinion. Absolutely. That's it. Sodom and Gomorrah. According to Scripture, the whole world has been deceived. Right, but that doesn't mean the Most High doesn't still take care of His people, or else He wouldn't be a keeper of His word. And so you have people that do not rely on any system. We've seen them.
Oh yeah, and yeah.
Up in mountains, up in villages, we've seen them. They have much more freedom than Americans. Americans don't have any freedom. Asia is the same way, because we have family members that have traveled to Asia and had the same experience.
We got here. It's about to be 4 though.
We know time is of the essence, and we tying up a couple things and moving. That's awesome.
Yeah, hallelujah.
Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process. Don't go dressing like you are in America, almost naked, and think you won't stand out. Yes. Please do not come over here acting like that. That will not work. And even a modesty in the appearance and the personality, because some people come here and they want the red carpet treatment. One of my business coaches sent me an email earlier today and said she took a quick trip to Nigeria. And I absolutely love that for her. And she said at the end of the email, Nigeria owes me nothing. This is the mindset you need to have. Don't come. And this is just, as people that believe the Bible, we shouldn't have this entitlement about us anyway, which is why the Most High took us from our heritage in the first place, because we want red carpet treatment.
Mm-mm.
Have you given the Most High red carpet treatment in your life and laid down every sin and burden that so easily besets us? But you want to come to other people's nations and want red carpet treatment? Absolutely not. It's not going to work. It's 100% not going to work, because the meek shall inherit the earth. So His word has to be true. You can't come with entitlement. Even when Abraham's walking through Egypt, talking to Pharaoh, trying to cover his wife and telling him that's his sister, there's a level of meekness about him in even saying that. You really got to meditate on the Bible. Don't make it a thing where you just sit up on the Sabbaths with some congregation and you never have time to meditate and actually ask the Most High, what is going on here? Envision how the forefathers walked. Envision how Yahusha walked, and seeing that humility. Because when you have that spirit, you're unstoppable.
Yeah, you'll get an idea if you come to Africa, or a more clear vision of it.
Absolutely. Africa is the promised land. It's thriving the short amount of time I've been here. I've been more free than I ever was. Yeah. And you get so strong in the spirit by being here. It is amazing. Like, it's like, wow. It's just amazing. The Most High. I think the narrative is people think once we made it here, we're good and completely free.
No.
Not one of us say that we just say we're glad to be out of Babylon. Right. Obviously, you're still on earth. And yet, Africa is 100 times easier than America from our perspective.
It's just a mindset thing. Our people just gotta get free from that bondage in their mind. Like really.
We say don't bring that American BS. Keep the pride, the secular Hollywood nonsense, puffed up chest over there. The basic life is blessed life. Praise Yah. Exactly. Learn the language. Be humble. Sit on the ground and eat with your hands. Can you do that? Or you gonna be like, no, you better put me at a real nice table. You better set my dining room table right. And it's like just chill. Just really humble yourself and chill. Because in Africa, sometimes there's certain dishes that you eat in community out the same bowl.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question, I guess.
Hi, when will you do live for the members? Are we able to do members only lives?
Yeah.
Oh, we can?
I guess it got to be a good time.
Probably next week.
Not like a in the day, like the time.
Oh, so they'll be on.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I think because we do live on here because
so you
people
can
are
click
waking
this
up
and do members only lives.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we'll schedule one next week then. We'll put out a post on the community tab, and then you guys will know when we schedule it.
Mm-hmm.
5 months and counting. Love it for you. Your journey is blessed. Yeah, the Most High, he's drawing his people out.
Yep, and taking care of them abundantly.
The Most High called me in 2019 to leave America. I purchased land in Africa and have been trying to build there while trying to afford to live in the U.S. And it hasn't been easy, but I'm trying. You've got it. You've got it. You got to know you got it. Profess that it's already blessed and it's already done. Because if it's his will that you would come out and worship him in modesty and get rid of all these covenants with America, the LGBTQ, the lust, the perversion, the wickedness, the colonialism, the idol worship, when you pray like that, the Most High has to answer because this is word. That's the type of warfare prayers you have to have. And that comes from knowing the word and knowing what his will is for your life. So you really got to take it from such a basic level of the 10 commandments. If I know he wants me to keep these commandments, he's going to put me in a nation where I'm not always tempted. Mm-hmm. It's a fact. What he say when the children of Israel were coming out of Egypt? He told Moses to say to Pharaoh, come out so they could worship me. Why can the children of Israel not rightly worship Yahuwah in Egypt?
That's a good point.
The entire nation. Why not? Why couldn't they just stay there forever and just have Israel in Egypt? Because eventually their sons and daughters are going to be taken with all of those deities. Eventually their hearts would be moved and taken with those deities. So he says, no, come out and you worship me here. And where I call you to be, you worship me in the wilderness on the way. You worship me while you're fighting the giants. You worship me when I bring water out the rock. Worship me while the people are being disobedient, right? Moses is up on the mountain speaking to the Most High. The people are at the bottom complaining. Mm-hmm. And it causes a separation where hundreds and hundreds and thousands of men died, swallowed up by the earth. That's no joke. That's scripture. That's what it says. It's written. Because the Most High, all he wants is the glory and the favor and the honor and your attention. That's number one. He just wants your attention. And it's so humble of him to say that. He's Yah. He made everything. He made us. He made the trees. He made the sun. He made the stars. He made this. He made that. And you want my attention? You want my attention. You did everything. You are the I, and you just want my attention. That's a very humble heart. You can't even fathom the humility that the one that sits on the throne has. That's an insane level of humility to just say, I just want you to spend time with me. I just want your attention. I just want your praise. I just want to talk to you. I made you. I just want to talk to you sometimes.
Yeah, a relationship.
I just want you to trust me to lead you out. I just want your trust. Isn't that basically what he said to Abraham? I just want to bless you. Now, what if Abraham would have been like, no, I better stay with my dad, even though he got the idols, stay in Babylon. You know, it's a nice nation and they're like top right now. I don't know, Most High. Abraham didn't do that. This is why he's called the father of faith, a friend of the Most High. The Most High calls this man his friend, and how big and omnipresent the Most High is for him to even look at a human and say, this is my friend, is also a level of insane humility that the Most High doesn't have because he is the one that made everything. Like that blows my mind about those scriptures. That blows my mind when I read the story of Abraham over and over, when I read Hebrews 11 over and over, how it's literally the Most High just wants to take care of his chosen people. And our people are like, no, you don't. That's painful. That's painful. Like, can you imagine talking to your child and you want to set them a table and you want to buy them a house and they're like, no, you don't. You hate me. No, you don't. I'm going to stay here.
Yeah.
Like that's blast. Oh my God. Oh man, that just set my spirit on fire. That's horrible. But yeah, y'all, we got to get off this live. We do have some more things to do before the Sabbath. So any last questions? Y'all know when I start talking, man, I'm very passionate about that because that's like, oh, ask to see the heart of the Most High. Just ask that. Ask to see what his heart is. Like, do you ever just ask, I don't want anything extra today. I just want to see what your heart position is. That's what a worshiper is. Is like, I just want to see things how you see it. Where is Judah? In Africa? Judah has been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Judah is all over. Judah's in Asia. Judah's in Africa. Judah's in America. Judah's in South America. Judah is in every continent, probably except Antarctica. I don't think we're in Antarctica. We're probably not there, or Iceland. All right, y'all. That is it for this video. Y'all be encouraged. You want to say bye, Gigi and Joe? Bye. Thank you, Joe. Bye. You're so loving, Joe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, he ran too fast and bumped you. It's okay. Y'all know it's time to go. And G, she's like, look. She said, time's up. Oh, baby G.
Is it raining?
It's okay. Shalom, shalom, fam.
Yeah, shalom, family. Thanks for tuning in. Seek peace. Just know everything is simple. Everything is simple. It's not confusing. Just move with the Most High Spirit. So, we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Make sure to share the video and be blessed.
Hey, shalom.
Salama.